Age discrimination is a major problem in America, and I know I personally experienced it repeatedly. This is Dr. David D. Schein, and welcome to Saving America and our special episode on the recent announcement by the person, the worldwide disgrace known as Joe Biden. Yeah, he announced he's going to run again in 2024. Interestingly, this incompetent coward did this by an overproduced video, not by appearing in person as virtually every other politician does. His campaign also said that he will not engage in any debates in the primary. Gosh, I wonder why. I wonder why he released a video instead of appearing in person. The economy of the U.S. is in the doldrums. The national debt is way out of whack. He's consistently refused to negotiate with the GOP on an exchange, a fair exchange. Let's increase the maximum national debt, which I oppose, but we're pretty much bought into that. But in exchange for that, the Democrat administration needs to agree to spending cuts. Biden has consistently said, no negotiation, you have to raise the national debt. Totally unrealistic, totally ridiculous. Now, he wouldn't be able to do this, of course, if Mitch McConnell wasn't such a loser and had not lost the Senate in the 2022 election. So again, there's plenty of blame to go around for both parties, but thank goodness at least the GOP controls the lower house, and McCarthy looks like he's listening to the conservative base and trying to control things as much as he can. I have personally lost an estimate a month's pay in each of the first 2 years of the failed Biden administration due to runaway inflation. The current rate is at 6%. Food prices about 19% have gone up, and gasoline is roughly double what it was when Biden took office. Folks, even the majority of Democrats don't want him to run, and certainly most of us are tired of looking at his pathetic face and his endless stream of lies, that and his ridiculous press representative. Now, on March 31st, 1968, almost exactly 55 years ago, Lyndon Johnson made a nationally televised address and said, I will not run in 1968, and in fact, if nominated, I will not accept the nomination. Now, here we have another failed Democrat president. Many people don't know this, but one of the most politically ambitious people in history, an overt racist, despite the fact that he is attributed to having passed the Civil Rights Act, which he did for political purposes, not because he wasn't a racist, by the way. And he at least had enough sense to see the handwriting on the wall. I describe Biden in my social media posts as a pile of dog droppings wrapped in a suit and pretending to be president. We all know that he is being handled behind the scenes by a crowd of people who, best I can tell, are a bunch of dirty commies, which is the proper term for communist as far as I'm concerned. That's what I grew up with in the Cold War. And of course, we're back to the Cold War, and I think we need to get back to the proper vernacular. You're a commie, you're a fool, and you need not be in our government. Time to get out. Here's the deal. Biden has always been stupid. In fact, one of the more interesting things is the media has been covering up the fact that Biden tried to run for president some years ago, and he was chased out of the race because he told lies about his academic background, particularly how he did in law school. And so the media is presently covering up for him. Not sure why they're covering up now when they didn't previously. But in any event, this guy, the best I can tell, as stupid as he is, because he's never been smart, is that people of Delaware have a good sense of humor. Delaware is a state with a relatively high literacy rate. I would have expected them to want people who are reasonably smart representing them. That clearly is not Joe Biden. Now, it's really been something else out there. My main concern is the media, and many in the public keep saying that he can't run because he's 80. Folks, there's plenty of people out there who are 80 years old and are plenty sharp. Saying what they're saying is simply age discrimination, and it is, despite all this nonsense about all these different groups claiming they're discriminated against, the number one overwhelmingly form of discrimination in the United States is age discrimination, and the statements about Biden hurt elder Americans who are engaged and smart and ready to perform. Dick Van Dyke is 97, had a minor car accident the other day. Why? Because he was driving. Carol Burnett still appearing on television. She's 90. Folks, age is just a number. It relates to the quality of the individual. The reality is that Biden has always been stupid, and now he is clearly progressing into incompetency, whether that's some type of dementia or Alzheimer's, I don't care. He needs to get out, and the Democrats need to suck it up and realize that they do not have a candidate behind him, and they sure as heck can't run Giggles Harris. This is Dr. David D. Schein for this special episode of Saving America. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite platform.